Alrighty, y'all. So, today is day 120. I woke up, weighed myself. We are the lightest we have been so far at 202.5. So, we are making more progress on that. But today is when we're supposed to make our diet change and all that. But now I don't know. Today is supposed to be a physique reveal. Now, I don't know if I do it here in the morning, do it in the evening, or if I go the entire day of 120 and then check the physique tomorrow morning after I've completed 120 days. So, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and head into the gym once I get home after this walk. And I'll do a physique reveal now. And then I'll do one again later after the legs. And then I'll go ahead and hit it again tomorrow morning if I'm down a little bit in weight, and see which one looks the best over that 24-hour period. So I think that'll overall end up being the best way to do it, but you never fucking know. So obviously I'm still a little thick, got a little chunk to me, not that lean yet, but I have made more progress in the last 30 days, so that is a plus. So if I'm 202.5 now, the last physique reveal I was 204.5. So the weight loss has definitely slowed down a whole bunch. I've only averaged a half a pound a week, when those first 90 days broken down, I averaged like, let's see, because if I was 204, started off at like 229 point something, so we'll call it 230. We'll say to 205, so I lost 25 pounds in the first 30 days, or 90 days, I mean. So, if we average that, that's 8 pounds a month, so I lost 2 pounds a week for the first 90 days. In the last 30 days, I've only lost a half a pound a week. So, definitely not efficient on that part. So, we will definitely be changing training and diet. Well, we already started making the training changes to get some more volume in, start working the weights back up heavier, and I think definitely just overall not being in a deficit for a bit is going to be beneficial, because we're going to put on some more muscle. The more muscle we put on, the more fat we lose. So that is what we're going to end up doing with that. So I'm definitely still going to bring the diet back up to maintenance, because I'd much rather currently get stronger and put on more muscle than get leaner, because my overall goal is to be 200 pounds at 15%. So if I lose 2.5 more pounds, I'm not going to be 15% body fat. I'll be Oh, probably exactly like 20%. So I've got to check my body fat today as well. I'm going to say I'm probably upper 22%, lower 23%. So I'll go ahead and check that shortly. But I am going to go head out to the gym real fast, hit a couple poses, see where the physique sits now, and then we'll see where that takes us later. But I will see you guys in the gym for legs. Alright, y'all, so it's a good old dreaded leg day, but we're here to crush it. So, gone ahead and warmed up with 5 reps at 55, 95, 145. Now we've got 185 on here. I'm sure it looks funny, but you got to remember this is only a 5-pound bar because of the counterbalance. So, we're going to go ahead and hit our 185. If it feels good, we'll go ahead and we'll move back up to 215. Last week we were able to do 215 for 1. The week before that we did 215 for 2. So we'll go ahead and see how it feels this week. And we're just working on getting that up to 5 reps. And then we'll go ahead and we'll make our next jump up from 215 after we can go ahead and hit this. So. All right. Well, those felt pretty good and powerful, actually. So, I'm not quite sure if I'm going all the way to depth, but that's where it feels comfortable. So, I'll go ahead and check it here on the video. But, anyways, with that, we'll go ahead and we'll make our jump up from here. So, I gotta add 30 pounds on here, get a 215. So, I'll get that done. I'll bring you guys back for our last set. Alrighty, y'all. So, I've got 215 on here now. So let's go ahead and hit this. And hopefully, we can get at least 3 today, which will be more than we've done. If not, possibly 5. But we'll see how it feels on the lower back. And if we can get close to depth here. All right, so that felt like 3 very solid reps. I could possibly go for a 4th, but I'd rather just play it a little safe. I definitely felt fatigued and strained on the 3rd one. So I don't want to push into the point of fatigue versus injury ratio getting a little too high. So I'm happy with that. That's 1 more at 215 than what we've done. So overall, it's still progress. Not only that, that's probably the fastest reps we've done at 215. So I'm going to say that's progress for sure. I don't have any instant back pain, don't have any instant knee pains. So right there, big benefit. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and get set up for hack squats, and we'll go ahead and we'll go through those. Really focus on the quads, and I'll bring you guys back once I get that set up. Normal barbell squats / Smith squat. we're going to go ahead and move into doing hack squats. We do these with our feet really close together and really far down, so it forces our knees out further, as well as it allows for us to really focus the quads primarily versus also recruiting a lot of hamstring and some glutes. So it gets a lot more targeted, which allows us to obviously gain a little extra growth when you can force the load into a specific area. Now, some days these kind of bother my knees, some days they don't. So we will go ahead and find out what type of day we're going to have with these. Ooh. Alright, first set of 8 done. So I've got 2 more sets of these to do, and I can definitely feel all of the blood and stress along the outer quadricep here. So in just a real little bit down in the hole, I can feel the teardrop engage. So they are definitely very effective at quad focus. I don't get to have a lot of hamstring drive, so basically you're purely loading the quads. I would say probably 75 to 80% of the load. So if your goal is to have big quads, close stance, inwards and back, hack squats will definitely add some mass to your quads. So that actually felt very good, especially with adding the extra rep at 215 on the back squat. So I am very excited about that. Normally by now I'd feel completely gassed. Comparative to that, I'm only about 60-70% of the normal fatigue. So that's super exciting. I'm gonna go ahead and knock out my next 2 sets of these, and then we'll bring you guys back for the next movement. 3 sets of 8 on the hack squat. The last set was brutal. We got through it though. Had to take a couple pauses. So it's kind of like 4 reps, pause, 2 reps, pause, 2 reps, pause, a single and a single. But we got through it. So now we're on to vertical leg press. So this is where we get to focus a lot of those hamstrings, focus that lower glute, or I guess it'd be glute minor, I believe, is the correct little muscle for that. So we've been doing these at 145 for 3 sets of 12. I kind of want to go for 3 sets of 10, but I upped the weight to 185 instead of 145. So we're going up 40 pounds on these for 2 less reps per set. 145 was feeling fairly easy, but it was fatiguing because of the amount of reps. So let's go ahead and see how 145 feels, and if we could go ahead and pull these here for 3 sets of 10. pretty solid for sure right there. So the amount of stress I'm looking for to get into the hamstrings and lower glute at full stretch, awesome. The upper range, I'm getting a nice amount of quad activation with the hamstrings to where it's splitting the weight 50-50. It's about how it feels. So I'm very excited about that. That weight right there, spot on. So, not getting any back pain. Still don't have any knee pain going on today. So as of right now, we're golden. So I'm gonna knock out 2 more sets of these. And then I think we're gonna do hip thrusts today. I think we've got it in us. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish these. We'll get set up for those, and then I'll bring you guys back. So, finished up leg presses and hamstrings and glutes. Still feel fairly strong. So I've still got 185 on here, and I'm going to go ahead and do some hip thrusts today. Start getting those added back in. Really start trying to hammer the glutes and the upper section of the hamstrings. Come in drastically when doing hip thrusts. It's definitely one of the upper tier movements, I would say, for building glutes. Also on top of this would be anterior and interior hip flexors. So the abductor machines, so the Kegel machine and the reverse Kegel. So those work very, very good for building glutes, especially if you're on those machines and you can actually raise yourself up partially like this and then perform the movement. Way, way more activation. So if you're on one of the machines that you can kind of hold on to, keep yourself balanced and hit that movement, it'll be a big benefit for you. Very big benefit. So we're just going to hit this for 3 sets of, I think, 8 to 10 is probably what we'll just look to focus on this with a real good squeeze on each rep. So let me wiggle my way on down into here. So this is really probably the only drawback of doing these things when you don't have a actual like hip thrust platform / machine, or like a which makes this much easier to get set up to do. Alright, so there's the first set of 10. I'm going to go ahead and knock this out for 3 more sets. And then I will bring you guys back for calf raises on the hack squat machine. The last movement for today, which is good old calf raises. Can't forget about these little guys that just, they don't like to grow very much, but we'll get there. We'll get them growing. So, we've got 210 on here, and we're just going to go ahead and hit calf raises today off of the machine here, so that way we can use the plate, get the most stretch we can on these little guys, and I think we're going to shoot for 15 to 20 rep sets. And just try to completely annihilate these little fellows. So one bad thing to this plate is when you're at full extension, your shoes slightly work their way downwards. Whew. All right. So there's the first set. I'm gonna go ahead and knock out 4 more sets of these for a total of 5. Shooting for that 20 rep range, 15 to 20 on each set. Just that good squeeze. And I'm gonna hate my life tomorrow. They are for sure gonna be super sore. I'm gonna get stuck walking on my tippy toes for the first hour I'm up tomorrow. So it's a good thing we go for a cardio walk, basically immediately after we wake up. We basically get up, do our business, get dressed, let the dog out to do her business, and then walk out the front door and walk 2.5 miles. So it's a nice way to help with muscle soreness, is to get the blood flowing, and it helps push that lactic acid out, which is going to reduce that feeling of soreness and tenderness. The faster you can get that pushed away from the muscle. So with that, make sure you guys are out there working towards your goals. Just don't be a lazy fuck. And now you guys are going to see the day 120 physique reveal. I decided to do it this morning, and you'll go ahead and hear a little more about that. Alrighty, y'all. So this is the morning of day 120, and we got to do our physique reveal of where we're currently at after 120 days. This is just another update. So day 90 was our first big one, really. Well, no, we did 60, 90, 120. So today being 120, it's just another 30-day progress point. I went ahead and scanned my self with my watch for the body mass index portion that the Samsung watch does, to get my body fat percentage to see where we're down to now. It said 22.6%. So the last time we 30 days ago, we were 23.8, I believe. It's 23.8 or 24.2, something like that. Somewhere in that range. So either way, we're down another 1% in body fat inside of the last 30 days. The scale went from 204.5 to 202.5, so we're only down 2 pounds total this month. So we lost a half a pound a week. So obviously this is at the end of day 120. Then you heard that inside of my cardio talk. But with that, obviously we still have a far path to go. Another 7% body fat is what we're looking to lose to get to 15%. The overall goal, though, is to be 200 pounds at 15%. So I don't think cutting down is going to benefit me much as for getting to be able to put on muscle and strength, because the more weight you have, the more weight you can move. So the more weight you move, the stronger you can get. So I don't think I'm going to continue cutting below 200. So we're going to look to kind of maintain this weight for a little while and see if we can continue to put on some more strength. And then here in 45 to 60 days, we'll go ahead and reevaluate where we're at, and if we need to start cutting again to stay around this 200 point while we keep putting on muscle. So with that, I guess let me go ahead and reveal where I'm currently at, which again, still a little chunky. So, but just definitely larger than it was 30 days ago. Front delts, about the same size. Biceps, they're there. They actually look possibly a little smaller than they were, And I think that's just because I've lost more body fat off my arms. Because as for my side delts, much more pronounced. Rear delt, much more pronounced. So I am getting quite a bit larger shoulder wise. Upper ab area, definitely a lot leaner. Lower abs, still a little chunky. We got some grab there, but that's gonna slowly keep going away. Even though we're gonna eat in a maintenance, that's just gonna keep us at our weight. And as we put on more muscle, the fat's gonna continue to fall off, so. And then, back wise, you know, we still have the lats. We've got so that is basically where the physique is now. I have also started to get the separation in my quad back. So the teardrop's starting to come in, that outer band's starting to show up. So we are making progress. And that's all that really matters. I'm a little leaner now than I was 30 days ago. Got a little more development than I was 30 days ago. I'm a little bit stronger than I was 30 days ago. So now I think I need to go ahead and just eat a little bit more, focus on putting a little bit more muscle on while not gaining much body fat is going to be the goal here. So, because by doing that, it's going to bring up the amount of muscle I have on my skeleton. Since obviously if I was to cut down now another 7%, oh man, that put me probably like 193, 194 down, maybe even like 192-ish. We'll say between 190 and 195. So bottom 190s. So that's not putting me at that 15% at 200 that I want to be. So it is going to take some time to get there. And I mean, obviously fitness doesn't happen fast, otherwise everybody'd be fit, right? So that's where I'm currently at. And with that, make sure you guys are just working towards your goals and just don't be a lazy fuck.